then is it a hold somewhere that's mental?
Right.
But then that's why I think the acupuncture then holds more hope than like a traditional vet doing a layman.
You don't like my legs on it right there, but
No.
we don't get over that. Okay, we're going to get a little more bold. I don't think she really wants to buck, but I think it's been just the reaction.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I don't think she has a mean bone in her body. And when she's bucking, it's different than a horse that's bucking to screw with you.
Yeah. I've been on one Mustang that was pretty, he'd buck and he'd kick you in the ankles at the same time with his back feet. He was so athletic. And he would grunt. Every time he'd buck, he'd grunt so hard, you could just tell that he was really, I mean, he was bucking.
There was a purpose. Yeah.
That over there, I just call hogging around a little bit.
Yeah,
you know? Maybe if I let her had her head, she might have really snapped in two and got her head on the ground and her feet up in the air. But
yeah, but it's still different. The mental state behind it.
Yeah, and I'm not convinced it's not physical either, but I think maybe having the opportunity maybe to ride a few more times will just tell us yay or nay, or maybe it tells us nothing. Because I'm like I told you, I really know nothing about physical and that side of things. I want to know more about what makes horses kick from that perspective.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing, I used to when I was at Landers, I had like, I have a program for kids, like an educational program for kids, and I started one for adults, and then they decided to sell Landers, so I stopped doing it, but I've considered redoing it up here, like vets would come in, we do confirmation
we're setting one of those up for June, this month.
Are you?
Yeah, we got some of the intervet guys coming in
to
talk to us about worming.
Oh yeah.
Because I think that's one of the things that, we've been asking them, and Dr. Brisbane's going to sponsor it.
That's
great. But we're going. There's some guys flying in from Texas, I think, to give the speech.
Is it the person they heard when they were at the conference in Florida?
I think it is.
Yeah, because they were talking about like in Florida or Texas, maybe it is. Maybe actually it is in Texas, that the worms have basically become resilient to anything except Quest at this point. So
well, that's what the Fort Dodge is going to tell you.
Well, or not Quest, but like they were saying that they're resilient to so much, and that to really, before you worm, you should do a fecal test to see what do you need to worm.
Yeah, they're really going on that. And what's happened is basically, and I'm sure you know, is that you used to have your vet have to have a vet in order to give you wormer. It didn't used to be OTC. It could only be given by vets. So the vets always knew what wormer to get, right? Well, how many of us go in to worm our horses, and we just look? I was guilty of this. I would just look to see, as long as it wasn't the same thing I used last time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much just going to buy whatever.
Yeah, see, I have a rotation based on by time of year and what time, like.
Yeah, you knew something probably, but the average horse person doesn't.
Exactly.
And so now the vets aren't getting called out for these people. The average horse owner, backyard horse owner, isn't getting called out. So the wrong stuff's just getting administered, which basically they're just wasting their money.
Right.
Even though it's cheaper. And like I said, so this year I power packed mine, and my horses have never been looking better.
Yeah, do you not like every power pack every other year?
No, you're supposed to do it every year. I didn't know you're supposed to do it at all.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah. Now, see, once you have, like, especially in a boarding facility, you need to do it every year. At a place where, you have the same horses, like at a private facility, they usually say, like, just every other year is good. But, yeah, I power pack.
Yeah, so, but just what you said, I mean, you know, so you probably wouldn't fit. But just kind of getting some
Well, I love hearing it.
Well, I asked Dr. Brisbane, I said, what do you think one of the number one things that you kind of see what's wrong with most horses? He goes, parasites easily. Let's see what happens here. Parasites is easily, he says, people just don't know.
No, I agree, and that's part of the reason, like with my students, that's one of their topics. And they even go through and find pictures of worms in the magazine, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's good. I know the 4-H kids are supposed to do it too, but
they don't do the right.
Well, half the people who own horses are probably more than half are adults.
Exactly.
And so we're too smart to have to learn any of that stuff. We just.
I love doing that kind of stuff. I love planning the education.
And that's where Denise is at. She is all about. She'll take care of any of my horses and she'll let me ride them. Because she's like, I don't want to get bucked off anything anymore. But she came off the track back there, like her good friend back there. Sent us a picture the other day, and he's drawing blood out of Big Brown after he won whatever the one is, the Maryland Preakness or whatever.
Yeah.
He's standing there with a big grin on his face, drawing blood, And
that's amazing.
And she's like, well, yeah, he's my good friend or whatever. She said the medicine that we do here is so much different than what they do back there. She goes, you got these $50,000, $60,000 horses that just went out and did a great reining pattern, and they go and tie them up to a trailer.
Yeah.
Where we would, there you go. Now the guys who kind of started her out, how long did they have her?
It's a long line of people.
He worked with her for 2 months.
And he rode her and everything?
No, he just long lined her for 2 months.